What's up, y'all? It is day number 7 of 7 days of gratitude. Hashtag 7 days of gratitude. What's going on?
Wait,
people?
you go like this.
Like this?
Yeah. Hashtag
7 days of gratitude. Woo! So, if anyone has been on this journey with us, regardless if you're like on day 2 or 3 or day 7 perhaps, then, you know, we're celebrating you. Or even day 1. Or even haven't joined yet or are about to get on it.
Right, exactly.
Right? And anyways, this is our day 7 number video, and we thought, since, you know, we planted the seed of 7 days of gratitude, we thought we would share this with you guys together, because, you know, it was literally how it manifested. Talk a little bit about the story.
I mean, I just want to say I'm super geeked out. If you don't know who we are, I'm the real son.
Angelito Marcos.
This is Angelito Marcos, and I'm super geeked out right now to be sharing this moment with you guys, because for the last 7 days, we have been posting 3 things every day that we are grateful for. And there's been a whole kind of community of people that have gathered to join us in this journey. And, you know, it all started where we just realized how impactful gratitude has each been in both of our lives. And we were just sharing moments in the morning where we were exchanging expressions of gratitude and prayer and appreciation.
Yes.
And felt so amplified in our positive energy afterwards, and so we just wanted to share that with the world. And that's where our 7 days of gratitude came from.
Yeah, we just really enjoyed, again, gratitude beyond those 7 days that we shared together. You know, just something that's influenced us in such a positive way, and it's been a big part of our, you know, our growth and evolution personally. Yeah. And of course, anything you do on a collective level is just expansive, and it's beautiful. And what we've seen, the reach that happened in this short time is quite amazing, you know.
Actually,
and just thinking about it, you know, even I think the beautiful thing about it is that it's really on expression of your personal self, and I think that was the most amazing part to see, because a lot of people they don't dig in that deep for themselves first of all, and yet be vulnerable and share with the community.
And it also provided enough space for people who don't necessarily want to go so super deep and just kind of want to, you know, give thanks for the little things in life, because once you do that, it's any form of gratitude is a really powerful prayer out into the universe. I take it, you know, it's affirming positive things that are happening in your life, and when you do that, when you speak things into verbalizing or even creating a post or pictures or sharing or whatever, anything you create into the universe from intention has power behind it. And when you create things of expressions of gratitude, more good things enter into your life, and I've definitely felt that, you know, just watching people sharing and going really deep and getting really vulnerable and talking about really important things and different people that are important to them, different moments in their life. Yeah,
it was beautiful. I think it's perfect into what I was thinking as number 1, you know, for what we're super grateful for is for you guys, for everybody who's joined us, you know, even if you didn't join us, people that were watching, because all I heard is people like, oh, my feeds are going up, and everyone's doing 7 days of gratitude.
Right.
And, you know, we're so grateful because you guys made it possible, you know, without you, you know, really contributing to your own personal things that you were appreciative for, we couldn't have made this happen. And all the people that you invited, you know, just thinking about some people, they could potentially have 300, 400, even up to like 1,000, over 1,000 friends on Facebook. Even if 25% people saw your post, it would have touched them. And that's not including the people you invited. So, you know, the reach has been widespread. We've seen it happening all over the world, and it's so amazing. So we're so grateful for you, so grateful for just, you know, stepping up and expressing yourselves. And I've been living through you guys, you know, so it's so amazing.
Because when anybody creates positive energy out into the universe, all of us benefit from it. So it's really, we're growing together. And so thank you guys, first and foremost. Today actually is Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. And it's funny because we didn't actually plan it that way. It was a synchronistic happenstance of the universe. And I remember I was like, Angelito, let's start today. I was like, it was a Friday. I was like, Angelito, let's start today. And he's like, no, let's give some people time till Monday, and we'll start on Monday. And today is Sunday, and it happens to be Thanksgiving in Canada today and also tomorrow. And I just wanted to see, with giving of thanks and gratitude, there's also an acknowledgement, I think, that is really powerful when you can place the privileges that you walk with within context. You know, we are so blessed here, and I think part of what makes giving gratitude so powerful is that it has the ability to shift energy, and it has the ability to create a world that we want to live in, because it's more positive energy going in a direction that is helping to build things. And also, it's important to acknowledge where we come from, right? And thinking about Thanksgiving, and it's just, I have to speak to it, you know, I have to speak to it. Definitely. Because the auspiciousness of the date, and also what giving thanks, how powerful the true act of it is in its pure form, and also how sometimes it's been twisted and used to serve colonial interests, right? Like, we know this holiday of Thanksgiving is essentially what it actually is, you know, when we think about the relationship between pilgrims or the colonizers or folks that came over from Europe to North America, to Turtle Island, and found indigenous people here and then wiped them out, you know what I mean? And the indigenous communities are still all over North America, all over the world, are still feeling the depth of that impact of the genocides that happened, you know, cultural and in real life, people being slaughtered. And I know, you know, a lot of people who are also, you know, I think we were mentioning this before as well, is that like folks who are kind of in that community of wanting to uplift other people through vibrational means and working with energy, you know, there's a sense of like, well, we don't want to think about negative things. You know, we don't want to think about negative things to disrupt our vibration, but sometimes it's important to acknowledge history so that we can move forward with a certain level of integrity, right? Mm-hmm. And I just want to just acknowledge history, that acknowledge that we are a part of this greater thing. And when we acknowledge the depth of the pain of the people that have been impacted through our collective histories, it gives us more integrity and more context to be able to do better, you know, mm-hmm. and really be able to focus our positive energy, because if you're able to tune into that high vibration, then you can get there when you want. Yeah. And apply it to the things that really matter, like things like equity and like things like, mm-hmm. you know, social justice issues. So I just really had to, you know, put that in there today, in the spirit of giving thanks, our ability to recognize legacy and create legacy, right? Mm-hmm. And create and steps forward, and also acknowledging that we are all part of legacy. Yeah. We're all part of history.
I think it is an important point as well, too, is just, again, if, you know, ultimately what we want is everyone to be liberated, everyone to have that freedom, right?
Exactly. That's the whole point. That's why...
Exactly. And if everyone needs to have that freedom, then, you know, we also have to understand so we can relate to them, you know, because sometimes there's been so much hurt there, and, you know, it goes deep. It goes down from hundreds, thousands of years. And these, you know, a lot of people have been oppressed, right? We've seen that, you know, especially the native culture right now, people are starting to stand up for them, right? Because they're seeing, you know, how far, you know, the depth of the pain and all those things that were happening there have caused a lot of conflict. And, you know, ultimately the recognition and understanding where that's coming from, and then bridging that gap by really, you know, separating color, separating all races, separating all, you know, whatever age and spaces, that we can all just come together and be as one. So, you know,
and also to acknowledge that colonization hasn't stopped, right? There's still, you know, a lot of attacks that are happening within indigenous communities, and also many communities of color, and even just in protection of the earth. If we look at what's happening at Standing Rock and the different uprisings that have been happening over time, is that, you know, the same oppressive forces that created colonization in the first place, in its evolved form now, is still wreaking havoc and disaster and destruction upon the earth, physically and also within societal spaces, mentally, spiritually, all of these things. So anyways, all of that just to say, let us always not forget also in the face of adversity to remember to give thanks, right? Because when you're stuck in struggle and you have been fighting the system for so long because it wasn't built for you or created for you, when you can still, even though you go through all of those things, still maintain a space of gratitude and be able to maintain a space of, and a practice. And this is, I think, what I really learned for a long time. You know, I've heard of these gratitude journals and stuff like that, and I was telling Angelito, like, I actually have never used a gratitude journal. Like, this is like my first, like, you know, daily gratitude, whatever, record keeping of any sort. And I see now the power of it, you know, and just really observing each day the things that you're grateful for helps you to lift yourself out of that struggle, You know, if you're going through a bad day, it may sound corny at first, but like the actual impact is profound. Like it's immense.
Of course, yeah, and that's the real thing about gratitude. It doesn't also just needs to be applied to the good things that are happening and what you can recognize, but also the challenges as well too. Yeah. You know, when you're going through challenges and you're going through pain, fear arises. And when you bring forth love into any situation, those fears or those doubts and those worries, even if they don't dissolve, they can at least be, released. You can be feeling better. And, ultimately to come out through these struggles is to bring more love, not less. Not to abandon yourself, but also to be that guiding light for yourself. So you're experiencing your life in a more gentle and easier way. Where we get really hard on ourselves and we've forgotten how to speak to ourselves. So just the recognition that, all things are actually here to serve us. Like truly, for us, like a lot of our greatest challenges and adversities are the biggest blessings, because I wouldn't have changed anything in my life, and I always wish that it's like, man, if I would go back, what would I do differently? I would be more kinder, and I would have been in more states of appreciation and gratitude during those times.
Oh, and that's the other thing, is when you can be in a space of gratitude for yourself, and I know we talk about self-love a lot, and I think I posted about it earlier this week as well, but just like the sense of like being able to truly hold a space of appreciation for who you are, like naturally, and not feeling ashamed of who you are, not being too critical of yourself to the point where you're beating yourself up for your mistakes or your slip-ups. We all mess up. Like we all go through that, you know what I mean? And even when you're not in your most ideal peak state, you are still compassionate towards yourself. You're not beating yourself for feeling depressed. You're not beating yourself up for having an adverse or negative reaction to something, but you are still, even through those moments of difficulty and contrast, able to hold yourself in a space of appreciation. Like that is like, because then you open up those gates for unconditional love to enter your life, right?
Exactly. So we're super grateful for our community, this part of what we've created there with everybody, and also just the way things are moving, and how the consciousness is rising of bringing people together, and standing up for our rights, for nature and protecting these things, and which is perfect. I think number 3 is... Wait,
what was the first one? One was legacy.
Oh, no. Well, the first one was for the people that were joining us.
Oh, for the people, yes, of course.
And
yes.
2 was still legacy and community. I think ultimately that's what was leading up to. Yeah. And number 3 is the gift of thanks, of gratitude in itself. Yes. Right? So we've spoken a lot about how joyful it is and how much it's changed your life, but seriously, such a powerful tool that we have this ability to be an expression, to use this nonstop.
Thanks for thanks.
Give thanks for thanks. Being grateful that you can be grateful. Like that's an amazing tool. And I think leading up to that, why I wanted to say number 3 is the gift of thanks, is that it doesn't stop beyond the 7 days.
Right. Yes.
Right? It doesn't stop beyond the 7 days, because first of all, the whole idea too, when it comes for 7, is to start creating momentum.
Yeah.
Right. You probably notice is that the accumulation, like the depth of, the way you were feeling, your gratitude probably came up towards the week as it was going, because you were able to relax more, come more into your heart space and speak in, your authentic and your true self. But the thing about this, this routine, you can say, or this challenge, is ultimately so you can start creating those unconscious patterns to do it more often in your life. Not just, when you're doing this one post a day, but, when you wake up in the morning, and then before you go to bed, and just simply applying that gratitude all the time.
It becomes a routine.
Yeah.
It almost becomes a ritual.
But spontaneous. That's where true gratitude comes from. When it's not like so listed. It's what you feel. It becomes visceral. It's every aspect of yourself. It really embodied the emotions you're bringing thanks from.
And the embodiment of gratitude.
Yeah. It happens here right now. That's the greatest gift, is that when you tune into it, love is present. When you tune into it, joy is present. When you tune into it, bliss and ecstasy, you can get there. You celebrate. You're in gratitude, and not just through your expression in your speech, through your body, right? Gratitude can be in dance. You're being so grateful because you can move. Being gratitude when you're eating your meals, being one with that food that you're taking in. Being appreciation for people before you. That's a powerful thing. And being appreciation, letting people know, right? Extending that reach.
That's so powerful.
Right?
That's the other thing that I realize is witnessing the community speaking to each other, like people that I don't even know, participating in this thing, and I could see the little friends groups, and people just what's the word? Like you're just supporting and reinforcing each other's strengths, and just being able to express gratitude and receive gratitude. Like it's such a powerful, just so powerful.
Yeah. So what we take away with this, ultimately is that if you guys haven't joined we invite you to do the 7 days of
It's
gratitude,
so
right? So,
so
seven days, 3 things that you're
We're not
grateful
getting
for.
paid for this. Like, we're just
We're
doing
not.
it because we just love it.
It is fun.
It's just fun.
Yeah. Right? So 7 days, hashtag 7 days of gratitude. Each post, use any extension you'd like, whether it be video or writing it down.
Yeah.
Or even, it doesn't have to be Facebook.
And
It's
yeah,
any social
please.
media
So
platform.
Facebook blocked me, by the way. I don't know why. Facebook, come on. Look, I'm doing positive things in the world. Why did you block my account? Anyways, so if you're not on Facebook like me, you can participate on Instagram. And Twitter. I think I'm going to move to Twitter, whatever.
Yeah, I'll be doing it on Instagram.
Yeah. I think you can do it on Twitter. You can do it on Instagram. You can do whatever social media platform you want. Any platform that helps you to share. You could do a series of YouTube videos. That's what I did also. And posted my videos on YouTube after the 3rd day when I couldn't post to Facebook anymore. But anyways, so... So there's a piece of legacy that we also want to invite you. If you have finished and gone through the 7 days of gratitude, day 1 through 7, it's not over. Don't worry. We've created a group on Facebook.
Another one.
Called, what is it called? The Gratitude Circle.
Gratitude Circle, yes. Yeah, the community, right? So basically, we're going to be creating a community for this, where you can. It's like a hub. You guys can continue to, invite other friends to join. You guys can share, like, maybe when you start the challenge, just start putting some of your posts that you share with your own community. And then there's also going to be a lot of other things where we constantly have gratitude circles going on throughout. It can be focused around different subjects. It can be people posting articles and just whatever, spontaneous gratitude, right? Just to put it out there whenever it's present so we can just keep it going, right? And I think it'd be so much more powerful that we do that. And of course, leading into that as well too, we thought to continue this extension, we're going to invite you guys. We're actually going to be doing a conference calls.
Yeah, a live conference call.
Live conference calls.
Monday
mornings at 9 a.m. for now. We'll stick to it. We'll give you guys details.
7 weeks. So we're going to do 7 weeks of Monday morning gratitude at 9 a.m. Okay, so 7 weeks, 9 a.m., Monday morning, starting this Monday, which is Monday the 10th. Yes.
Monday
so we're going to be coming on Monday the 10th at 9 a.m. And if you just check the Gratitude Circle Facebook group, we're going to be posting. I'll be vicariously living through Angelito's post.
We'll invite you guys, yes.
So you may see me posting through his account from once in a while until I get my My name is The Real Sun. Look it up. Okay. Anyways, so, yeah.
So that's it. We invite you guys, and the last tidbits again is that, again, make sure this is not something that's just gone after these 7 days. Take it with you, and we give you some tools. We plant some seeds. Is actually start your own gratitude journal. There's one thing called the 5-minute journal. You don't really have to do anything as well, too. You buy the book, and it literally asks you, and you just got to fill in the spaces, and you're done. Either just simply get your own journal, right, and the same things that you were doing. Do 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning and nighttime, right? And that's probably the easiest thing to start. And then allow it to become more spontaneous as well, too. So don't let the 3 things limit you. It's just a starter and a gateway. And, allow that to, just be an outpour of how you feel in your heart. Let that be a full extension if you have to write paragraphs for someone that you love and just kind of being appreciation for life. So, that's one thing as well, too. And just remember to do it throughout the day. Start, or if you have to, schedule it in. Maybe like midday, morning, midday, at night. Or put an alarm if you have to, like 6 alarms every 2 hours, just to stop so you can be in appreciation and get yourself back into that beautiful, free gift of being in the vibration of love and gratitude, right? Yes. So that's a couple things. That's a couple ways. Like, anything you want to let some people know how to extend it?
Well, you can always tag people, invite people, nominate people to join this beautiful movement of gratitude giving. I just have to be honest. I feel a little awkward that I kept shouting out Facebook about my block on my thing, but if you for those of you guys who don't know this story, it was part of my 7 days of gratitude journey, so I just want to share a little bit of it. My name is The Real Sun, and one of the things that I had to give gratitude for this week was my identity and the ability to shape who I am and how I move through the world in the way that I choose to identify myself, and identify myself as the real sun. But somebody on Facebook thought that wasn't good enough and is flagging me for not using my real name. And they're like, we want you to use the name that you're most commonly known by. And I'm like, well, that's what it is. And so I'm trying to get my account back. I filled out, I sent with them what they wanted me to, all the requirements, and so it's gonna happen. So look out for me on Facebook.
Anyways,
so
we love you guys.
We love you.
Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys made it to the end of this video. We're just having a lot of fun.
We're just having a lot of fun recording it.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's really fun, and we hope at least if we didn't make sense that our joy, you watching us be fools and just having fun was good enough to make you feel good.
Okay, so summary. We love you. Continue this journey with us. Hashtag 7 Days of Gratitude. Look it up. If you're not part of the movement yet, just post 3 things for 7 days. Things that you're grateful for, and when you are done with that, you can continue. Actually, when you just start, you can join us at the Facebook group.
Join the community.
Unity the Gratitude with the Circle. Community. And join us on Monday morning calls at 9 a.m.
All right.
This is The Real Sun.
Angelito Marcos. Peace.